Good morning and welcome. So this is the Screencastify for the Social Studies Culminating Activity, which is going to be your final. You're going to be working on this for about 2.5 weeks, so you'll have plenty of time. I don't want you to rush through it. The whole point is for it to be well done and thought out. I will be checking your progress on a daily basis, and if I feel that you need to go back and fix something or do something more, then I will let you know and send it back to you so that you can make those changes and make those corrections as you go. I don't want you to get through the entire process and then have to turn around and redo it. I want to give you an opportunity to redo things as we go along step by step. So I want you to take your time with this. You have plenty of time. So this is creating your own country, and we have learned everything we needed to learn about creating a country. We have talked about government, we have talked about rules, we've talked about leadership, we have done geography. So you should have all of the tools available to you from all the lessons that we've done, excuse me, to go ahead and do this project. So this is the PowerPoint that you're going to have available to you. This is where you're going to do all of your work. So all of your work is going to be done on this PowerPoint, with the exception of the flag and your map. Your flag and your map, you're going to be doing that on a separate piece of paper. And you're going to need to make sure that you do a rough draft of it and then your final. So again, you just can't slop it together. Okay? All right. So you'll put your name of your country right here. Your name of your country can be whatever you make it up to be. Can't use like a country that already exists. So, your name, your country can't be Japan. All right, that already exists. It's got to be something different. So, for example, you might want to maybe do something with your name. So I can say like, Adina stand or something like that, okay, or Myersville. All right. So whatever you want to do, as long as it's unique and original. So the next slide is your first step, and obviously it's the history of your country. So yes, you're going to be writing your own history. You're going to answer the following questions, and you're going to answer them in complete sentences. So again, they have to be complete sentences. You're going to answer the question, what year did your country get started? Who started your country? How did your country get started, and why did your country get started? So I have an example for you to look at so that you can have something to follow. So my example for you is in the year 1239, Jojo Crumbottom traveled beyond the borders of Wassel in search of fame and fortune. Jojo joined a group of wandering travelers and decided to settle in the land west of the Great Orange Mountain. Jojo named the land Cumberbottom Land and encouraged many weary travelers who also sought fame and fortune and wanted to live in peace away from the violence of Wassel Land. Okay, so again, I made it completely up. This is literally the top of my head. I didn't really even think about it much. I just started typing in, dumb stuff, and it just kind of came together for me. So, again, have fun with it. I mean, your country could have been taken over by giants or something, whatever the case may be. But I want you to have fun with it. All right, don't be so serious or so literal about it. All right, enjoy it and have fun. Maybe you had to slay dragons in order to get your country started, a little bit of like Game of Thrones kind of thing. Okay. So, whatever the case may be. All right. So, you're going to write your country rules. All right. And you're going to have, and actually, you know what? I totally just realized this is that okay. So I apologize for this. Obviously, when I got started doing this, I didn't. I had to make some adjustments, and I realized that I didn't make the adjustments on these slides. But I will go ahead and you'll see how the slides are going to be in order for you to fill it out. Basically, what you can do is simply just click here and start typing. But I also don't want you to accidentally erase anything. So I'm going to have to make some adjustments on that, and it'll be fine. You'll figure it out. It's not going to be too complicated. So And I'll go over that with you, and I'll go over that with you a little bit later. All right. All right, so the next one is your country rules. And I'm going to go ahead and put myself up here. So you need to list 5 unique rules. All right, so they have to be unique. Okay, they can't be something like, you can't be boring, like, have to follow the speed limit, or no trespassing or something like that. They got to be funny, and they got to be goofy rules. And there's a lot of websites out there. If you search for like stupid rules or cities with dumb rules, something like that, you can see some really funny ones. There's a city where it's illegal to cross the street on your hands. That's actually a real rule. So you can find those things. You're going to list 5 unique rules, including the consequences if the rules are not followed, and you're going to use complete sentences. And I created a word bank for you, so you have some ideas of some things that you can use. Also, too, there is an example. So, for example, my example is, a person may not go outside at midnight without an umbrella and a hat. If caught, that person will be tied to a tree and forced to watch reruns of the Brady Bunch for 12 days. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the country song. And yes, you are going to create your own country song. Made it easy for you, and you're going to do it to the tune of Happy Birthday. So it's an easy tune. You can figure it out. It's not that hard. You have a word bank, so I gave you a word bank right there, and that should, help you with putting some words in. So, for example, my country's anthem is, "Fly the nation's banner for love, fly the nation's banner for love, fly the nation's banner for love, for Crumber Bottom's freedom and safe victory." Okay, again, it's really kind of like silly, but it's going to show me that you're being creative, and that you're using your skills to to give it some fullness to it. So I want you to be creative. All right, I don't want it to be boring. I want you to be creative. Okay, the next slide is going to be your flag, and your flag is going to be unique. Again, you can't like do the stars and stripes like we have. It's got to be unique. It's got to be different. Your flag has to include 3 different colors and 2 unique symbols. Okay, so 3 colors and 2 symbols. All right, that's the minimum requirement for your flag in order to get, get the top grade. Is you have to have those elements available, and you're going to do that on a separate piece of paper. And I'm going to show you some examples of a flag in just a minute. All right, so here is the next slide. So actually then once you draw your flag and you color it, you're going to then describe what your flag means. And I've given you some help as well. So you're going to describe what the meaning of all the colors are. So like, for example, in the United States, the white stripes in our flag represent peace. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. And then you're also going to describe the symbols in your flag. So, for example, the United States, like the stars in our flag, they all represent each of the states, and each of the stripes represent the 13 original colonies. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. So I have a couple of links for you to look at. So meaning of colors, and then information regarding symbols. Okay, so that should help you out with, if you're not really sure exactly what colors mean, or what some symbols are, you have some tools there available. And here are some examples of some flags I found from students who did a similar project that you did. So as you can see, they're very unique and very different. All right, and that's what that's what I'm looking for. Okay, this is, again, this person has, they all have. This one has 3 colors. White's considered a color, but the white has to mean something. You can't just have white because you don't want to color it in. The white actually has to mean something. Okay. So just make sure that if you are going to use white, it has to have meaning. The next one is the map of your country, and you're going to use your interactive notebook to help you with this. And you're going to do this on a separate piece of paper. And these are the things that you're going to have to include in your map. You're going to have to create a creative compass rose, and it must point north. Map keys and symbols, so landforms, bodies of water, capital. Clear boundaries. You can't just have some random stuff drawn on a piece of paper. 2 bodies of water with unique names. capital city with a unique name, largest city with a unique name, two small cities with unique names, and two landforms with unique names. So what I mean by that is, you can't have the city Phoenix or Scottsdale. You can't have, Lake Powell. Those are all, already taken up. So here's an example of some flags right here. Okay, or not flags, sorry, maps. Since there's some examples of some maps that are kind of fun. This person actually made a map of a country in the letter C, so I thought that was kind of neat. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop this screencastify. This should get you through the first half. And then I'm going to create another screencastify. And I'm also going to show you some of the updated slides of the second screencastify, as well as finish off what the rest of the project is. Okay, so good luck, and I know you're going to do great.